Governor Soludo swears in 20 commissioners, warns them that nothing below excellence will be accepted. Anambra State government begins outbreak response against circulating vaccine-derived polio virus. More persons speak firms ahead of 2023 general elections. United Nations condemns Russia's missiles attack on a Ukrainian railway station. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come forward to turn around the maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast News on ABS Television. My name is Priska Wanko. The Governor of Anambra, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has sworn in 20 new commissioners for the state governments. The special advisor to the Governor's Security, retired Air Vice Marshal Ben Chiobi, was also sworn in during the ceremony. The swearing-in was performed at the ESCO chamber of the Anambra State Government House. Government House correspondent Valentine Mbadoha has the details.
The commissioners who were sworn in are as follows: Mr. Ifatu Onejeme, Finance; Professor Ofonze Amauchazi, Lands; Mr. Ifani Okoma, Works and Infrastructure; Ms. Chiamaka Nake, Budget and Economic Planning; Dr. Afam Obidike, Health. Others include Mr. Patrick Aramba, Youth Development; Mrs. Ifeyinwa Obinabu, Women Affairs and Social Development; Dr. Obinna Ngonadi, Commerce and Industry; Mr. Julius Chukwuemeka, Power and Water Resources; Professor Ngozi Chumaude, Education; and Mr. Paul Wosu, Information. Others are Dr. Foster Ihejafo, Agriculture; Mrs. Patricia Gobike, Transport; Mr. Felix Odimegu, Environment; Honorable Paulinus Onyeka, Housing; Mr. Anthony Ifanya, Petroleum and Mineral Resources; Mr. Donatus Oyenji, Culture, Tourism and Entertainment; Honorable Tony Wabuwane, Local Government, Chieftaincy and Community Affairs; Professor Mrs. Sylvia Ifemeje, Justice and Attorney General; and Mr. Chikode Anara, Homeland Affairs. Professor Soludo in his speech noted that they are selected to be part of the team that will implement the disruptive change for the progress of Anambra. He stressed that the opportunity is truly a call to work and serve in the Anambra.
That is the spirit of Anambra. And this team selected is the team to serve the 15 million or so in the Anambra at home, and most of them living outside of Anambra. And I want to welcome you to that team. We have no minute to waste. This is a 24/7 operation, the business of Anambra, and there is no minute to waste.
The Anambra State Solicitor General and Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Justice, Ngozi Iwuno, performed the swearing-in on behalf of the Governor. In a vote of thanks, the new Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Professor Mrs. Ifemeje, assured that they will place service to the state and public above personal interest and to perform their duties diligently and efficiently to achieve a greater Anambra State.
On behalf of my fellow Commissioner and the Special Advisor who have been sworn in today, we want to thank the Governor for counting us worthy to serve in his cabinet. Many were called, but few were chosen, and we happen to be among those few. We remain eternally grateful to God for this favor and for this opportunity, and we promise that we will not let the Almighty God.
The State Deputy Governor, Dr. Onyeka Chukwuibezim, the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Solo Chukwulobelu, the Chief of Staff to the Governor, Mr. Ernest Ezajui, Permanent Secretaries, among others, witnessed the swearing-in. Swearing to the oath of allegiance and oath of office by the commissioners climaxed the event. From the Government House, Oka, Valentine Mbadwa reporting for ABS News.
Close to 2 million Anambra children under the age of 5 are targeted to receive the novel oral polio vaccine type 2 against the circulating vaccine-derived polio virus type 2. The vaccine, which will be given in line with the Anambra State Government Outbreak Response Campaign, has commenced across the state and will end on Wednesday, April the 13th, 2022. Correspondent David Okwasali takes the story from here.
1,960,000 984,703 children between age 0 and 59 months will receive the novel oral polio vaccine, while out of the number, 474,619 children will receive the routine immunization antigens, which include the inactivated polio vaccine IPV, according to schedule. Speaking during a press briefing in Awka, the Executive Secretary, Anambra State Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Chome Zenyemolo, said that the Anambra State government is fully committed to ensuring that no eligible child is left out in the state. Dr. Zenyemolo underscored the importance of the vaccination exercise, stating that it is very important in sustaining the wild polio virus-free status of the country, as the circulating vaccine-derived polio virus type 2 can mutate and take on form that can cause paralysis just like wild polio virus if its circulation is not intercepted with vaccination between a period of 1 year or a year and 6 months. She encouraged mothers and caregivers to bring out their children who are within the age range, irrespective of their various status, to receive the vaccine in order to ensure that they are protected against the virus, and are assured that the World Health Organization and the Anambra State government will provide adequate security to guarantee the safety of health workers in the 7 security-prone local government areas, namely Ihiala, Nnewi South, Ayamelum, Anambra East and West, Epusigo and Oyi, so as to perform their duties seamlessly, while extra logistic support will be provided for those in Idemili North and Awka North respectively.
Because of the circulating CVDPV is low immunization rate, so the best way to prevent it where there is an outbreak is to vaccinate children. The polio vaccine protects children, whether it is the wild polio virus or vaccine-derived polio virus.
The routine immunization will be offered to designated health facilities, while the novel oral polio vaccine will be given at mobile posts such as mosques, schools, markets, motor parks, village squares, transit points, from house to house and wherever children may be found. From the headquarters of the Anambra State Primary Healthcare Development Agency in Awka, I am David Okwasi reporting for ABS News.
The Anambra State Head of Service, Barrister Theodore Igwebe, has commenced the familiarization tour to all the ministries in the state. The Head of Service kicked off the tour with visits to Ministries of Trade and Commerce, Finance, Health and Environment, and was welcomed alongside our entourage by the Permanent Secretary and workers in each ministry visited. Blessing Uchendo completes the reports.
At each of the venues, the state civil service head asked civil servants to pursue productivity as she outlined the vision of the new government for the state's workforce. Addressing the civil servants, Barrister Igwebe called on them to remain committed to their duties, as the new administration has promised a change that would usher in better and prosperous days in Anambra State, even as she noted that civil servants must brace for the new administration's focus on digitization, which could relegate those who are not digital savvy. Barrister Igwebe further advised them to get personal scorecards, which would help them assess themselves to know if they are being productive or otherwise, adding that there will be checks and balances, transparency in service and good reward system based on merit.
Nye nwere onye omezili ifele na ọbụ onye olu oyibo onye na-alụ ọlụ ya na-alụ ya wute ugwu malụ na ife anyị na-eme n'ozi ka anyị bịa n'odibo ka anyị bịa ka anyị gbaalụ ndị be anyị na igbo odibo anyị ama abụ nke ga-ana n'iyi o nwerekwana ife ọzọ dịla anyị na bụrụ na anyị nwa ga-enyela aka ọ dị ọtụtụ ife obi n'obi ọ ga-eme na Anambra.
In their remarks, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Trade and Commerce, Barrister Chinedu Ike, Supervising Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Finance, Dr. Emenike Ezinando, his environment counterpart, Mrs. Karu Njaka, and the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Mr. Linus Wanko, commended the HOS for communicating directly to the workers the expectations and plans of Governor Chukwuma Soludo for the state civil service, and promised the government maximum support to improve the workforce.
Anambra State. Ochawa. Obule ebe obibi ọ ga-abụ onye nọdụ ọma atụ egwu onye dị naanị ọlarụla onye so na nkwa ka anyị na-ekwe na anyị ga-akwụdosi ike n'azụ.
The Excellency has also said that he's going to do something about it, so we pray that you will help us push that.
Some staff of the various ministries visited Mr. Joseph Edochie and Mrs. Perpetua Aneme appreciated the head of service for having their interests at heart and promised to be more dedicated and productive in their jobs.
Ajali Magistrate Court 2, sitting in Orumba North Magisterial District, has adjourned till April 28, 2022, a case of malicious damage of property against Vincent Okolo and 4 others by the Commissioner of Police, Anambra State. In a 2-count charge, Mr. Vincent Okolo, Margaret Udensi, Patience Akubo, Emeka Okolo, and Nnamdi Okolo are being accused of conspiracy to commit misdemeanor. It is a charge of malicious damage committed on the 29th of March at Obinipa Village, Ajali, an offense punishable under Section 49(6) subsection A of the Criminal Code Cap 36, Volume 2, Revised Law of Anambra State of Nigeria, 1991. Emmanuel Chibata tells us more.
It also accused them of damaging a sit-out structure, shares and property belonging to one Justice Monica Okolo valued at 10 million naira, an offense punishable under Section 415 of the Criminal Code Cap 36, Volume 2, Revised Law of Anambra State of Nigeria, 1991. The counsel to defendants, Barrister Imam Jimmy, applied to the courts that the defendants be admitted to bail as some of them are aged and are noble men and women of their community. However, the defendants pleaded not guilty to all the charges leveled against them, which led to the adjournment for further plea and hearing. The magistrate, Stella Ezudeka, who granted the defendants bail of 100,000 naira each with provision of sureties, urged both parties to seek for peace and settle their disputes at the family level, adding that court is not the proper place to settle such family-related issues instead of creating enemies among themselves through court. The prosecutor, Inspector Edward Etta, also cautioned both parties to maintain peace at home until the case is determined. However, speaking to newsmen after the court sitting, the complainant, who is a sister to the defendants, narrated that the first son took his siblings to destroy her dwelling apartment, claiming to have right over everything which belongs to their late father. The complainant, Justice Okolo, alleged that she built the family house and her own under the late father's watch, adding that the first son had already seized 4 out of 8 rooms that she built. She said the bone of contention was that the first son is trying to own the family's compound to himself, his male children and wife, adding that as the first daughter to the family, she is entitled of inheritance from her father's house, according to Supreme Court decision on female inheritance. She maintained that if they want to negotiate for peace, that they have to pay all damages and write an undertaking not to destroy her properties again.
My senior brother took my siblings, who never knew the law, and destroyed my dwelling apartment, saying he's the first son who has the right to own everything that concerns our late father. That is why my house, dwelling apartment, was destroyed, even though I was the one that built these 8 rooms, which he sees 4 rooms out of, and I kept adding more rooms. The brain behind it is that he's fighting to own the whole compound to himself and his male children and wife. That is the bone of contention. I was inside my room, hearing the unusual noise. I came out, saw that himself, my 2 siblings, joined in destroying my house. They did not want to take laws into my hands as they did. I went and reported the matter to the police. When the police came, they caught them when they were doing the act, and they charged them to court. They want the peace. They should negotiate for peace. My friend to say, they have said they are not guilty, and until they are proved not guilty. What if they have said they are guilty? I would have suggested they should come and repair my house immediately. I won't live in an open place like this. My status, my age in this society, they should repair my house, pay for damages and costs, and write undertaking that they will never repeat such again. That's my own opinion.
From Ajale, Emmanuel Chibata, ABS News.
Staff of the Anambra Broadcasting Service have been charged to key into the program and policy trust of Governor Chukwuma Soludo administration with a view to communicating same to the grassroots and other stakeholders. The acting managing director of the establishment, Mr. Gabe Opaleze, gave the charge during his maiden meeting with staff of the Programs Department in Awka. Again, Emmanuel Chibata takes the story from here.
The acting managing director assured that the establishment will continue to work in line with the policies of Governor Chukwuma Soludo, noting that his trust on infrastructure, human capital development, and projecting local goods and culture will remain on front burner. He charged the staff to live up to responsibility in discharging their duties professionally, adding that producing good content targeted at the grassroots will not only attract more audience, but will generate more funds for the establishment. Mr. Opaleze, who used the opportunity to direct producers and presenters to join in canvassing for sponsorship of programs from the good people of the state, added that the establishment will not relent in marketing their products globally in returns.
Keep on doing stories. When I talk about stories or reports, it's not just the one we do on television and radio channels, but also small documentaries, making sure that you create small content that will, after somebody watching it or listening to it, they will be more informed about what is going on, and they will be more willing to part their money so that tax will be something we do as a natural process. As a broadcaster, you have a lot of respect. You may not know the large following you have until you begin to talk.
On her part, the director of programs, Mrs. Nneka Ekunife, called on the staff to redouble efforts and work assiduously for the establishment, stressing on the need for the programs department to produce content that would increase the audience of ABS and by extension shore up our revenue base.
Because I call this meeting interaction, we thank you so much, Kainte. Thank you. Oh, many need lessons for so that we will walk without having any bitterness or rancor.
Others who spoke during the meeting, including the Vice President, Radio, Television, Theatre and Art Workers Union, Ratawu, in the Southeast Zone, Prince Emeka Kalu, Deputy Director of Programs, Mr. Roy Ekunife, two presenters, Mr. Eze Onwuji and Onyekachuku Ugochuku, among others, made contributions on ways to move the establishment forward. In Oka, Emmanuel Chibata, ABS News.
A former Chief Judge of Anambra State, Professor Peter Umadi, has piqued the expression of interest a nomination form for president under the platform of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA. We have details and more on the story from here.
Professor Umadi, who came to the party's national headquarters in Abuja, accompanied by people from all walks of life, including traditional rulers, called for financial autonomy for the judiciary and legislature. The presidential aspirant noted that his aspiration will fulfill the dreams of the party, as they had always said they will have a president in 2023 and he will bring in leadership, which had been lacking in the governance of Nigeria, as APGA, as a political party, believes that it is only good leadership that can provide change.
If I have the opportunity to administer Nigeria, which I will do, firmly and fairly, will engender security for life and property, economic revitalization, and prosperity. As qualified as any aspirant to serve as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, be it from APGA or any other political party.
He applauded the Electoral Act 2022, which, according to him, will promote credible elections, and called on Nigerians to support free and fair elections, which will give room for credible candidates winning the election irrespective of party affiliation.
The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has condemned reported Russian missile attack on a railway station in eastern Ukraine that killed dozens of civilians, including children. Guterres, in a statement by his spokesperson Stephanie Dujarric, said a strike and others against civilians and civilian infrastructure were gross violations of international law. Guterres reminded all parties of their obligations under international law to protect civilians and of the urgency to agree on humanitarian ceasefires in order to enable the safe evacuation of humanitarian assets to populations trapped in conflicts. He reiterated his appeal to all concerned to bring an immediate end to the brutal war. The federal government has fulfilled its promise of allocating houses to the victorious 1994 Super Eagles team after 28 years. The Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, handed over the certificate of occupancy of 3 bedrooms federal government houses to each team member in Abuja. The promise was made by the then military government of General Sani Abacha when the Super Eagles squad won the Africa Cup of Nations in Tunisia in 1994. The players presented with the certificate are Peter Rufai, Austin Eguavin, Victor Ibeba, Isaac Samitoje, Sunday Olise, represented by his brother Albert Olise, and Uche Okafo, represented by his daughter Tochukwu. Fashola said it was an opportunity to remember the country's heroes, the valiant Eagles, to whom the country made a promise of providing houses for winning the 1994 AFCON. Remember, you can follow news and programs on ABS in many parts of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television or follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. To end the breakfast news this morning, a quick recap of the main points. Governor Soludo has sworn in 20 commissioners, warns them that nothing below excellence will be accepted. Anambra State government has begun an outbreak response against circulating vaccine-derived polio virus. More persons have picked forms ahead of 2023 general elections. United Nations has condemned Russia's missile attack on a Ukrainian railway station. Here is the special message again. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's it on the Breakfast News at this time on ABS Television. Thanks for watching. My name is Priska Wonko. Good morning and happy Palm Sunday.
This is ABS, Heartbeat of the East.